Hi everyone. So today I wanted to talk about my favorite tools because I've had quite a few people ask me exactly what files I use and what bits I use from my machine. So let's go over. As you can see, this is not a huge collection because I try to keep it simple. So this Cuticle Nipper I actually don't use quite a bit, but I do have them, and I don't use them for cutting the proximal nail fold. I do use them if someone has hangnails or torn tissue here on the side. Obviously, if it's not bleeding, because if it's bleeding, then we shouldn't be touching anything. But this one is a Tweezerman. I don't know actually which model it is, but these are the stainless cobalt. So make sure that you don't get anything that's plated, because that can chip off and then you can't sanitize these properly. These files, let's start with the files, are from Erica ATA, and they are called Lady Diamond files. This one is not dirty, it just has some water stains. So this one is fine, this one is medium, and this one is coarse. When I did a lot more gels, hard gels, I used these ones more. I find they just lasted me longer. And these are for free edge. They're not really for shaping on top of the nail. They're just for free edge shaping. And it doesn't matter which file you get, you just please remember and make sure that the edges are scored, okay? Because when they arrive first, the edges are very sharp. So when you actually go like this and you go to file, you can really cut the client. So make sure when they're new, you really are careful with them and you score the file. I like to use sometimes a buffer block and the coarse one, and just kind of going along the edge gently to make sure, and just kind of feel for the edge if it's still sharp. So the coarse one is very good. I use this for hard gel, for shortening the nails, for shaping the free edge, and I also use this one quite a bit. This one is medium, and after it's used quite a bit, it becomes much softer. It's not as coarse, so it doesn't wear off or wear out very quickly. And I also got this one because I was hoping for natural nails this would be great, but this one is very, very fine. And I'm not sure, it almost like kind of wore off very quickly. And also it's so fine that it almost makes this kind of a weird sound that kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. So I can't use it, unfortunately. But, you know, if someone has very, very, I guess, fine nails, you can use that. Okay, so next, so this is for filing the free edge, for shaping the free edge. For pedicures, amazing. These files are amazing for pedicures. That's all I use. I just find also they fit the free edge, like these corners, a little bit better. So the thicker files, I use them on top of the nail more, but these are, I don't know, they're just thicker, so they don't fit so nicely into these tight areas. The next thing that I'm going to show you is my favorite pusher. And these are super, super old. I think I got them like 12 years ago or something like that. So I don't know where to get them anymore, the newer ones, and I will actually show you. So this is my old one. They're black from soaking in, we soak the implements in the CS20, which is a high level disinfection. And it's a hydrogen peroxide, so it's a little bit corrosive. So unfortunately, it turns some of the tools black. But so this is the new one, and I don't really use this edge anymore. I used to, I don't. But these ones are way sharper. This is, from the beginning, it was quite dull, and it's just really, really nice. So you can really push back the skin, and it's just not digging into the nail. And these ones, you kind of, I don't know, it just feels much sharper. So I do have them, I do start using them, but these ones are amazing. So if you guys know maybe who carries these ones or where I can find them, please let me know in the comment section or email me at thesalonlife@gmail.com because I would love to find more of these. Okay, next is my favorite bit, which is I use it for cleaning up the cuticle from the nail plate, and it's also from Erica, and I think it's called Small Barrel, and this one is in medium. I think they have colors here. I think this was the blue, but after soaking them for so many times they lose that little band, that color band. So I use these on a pretty much a minimum speed. I will show you my electric file as well, and I will show you which speed I use these ones for. So these also can be used when you're doing a pedicure if you have to thin out the nail a little bit more. I use them for that as well sometimes. But the difference between these ones and the very small ones, like these ones, I do have them, I don't really use them much, is that I just find that this is not very effective, and it's very easy to kind of put a little bit too much pressure. And this one kind of gives me a nice edge, so if you have it on the right angle, it just really cleans up the cuticle very well. And the Skyver, let's just compare. I do have it as well. I do kind of use it if I don't have these ones clean, but it has a rounder edge, and I'm not a huge fan of the rounder edge. I just find that, I don't know, I can't clean up the cuticle as well as I can with this one. All right, so next are these ones. All these three are fine carbides. I don't know where they actually came from. Unfortunately, I can't give you the proper link or the information, but I think one of them, I'm pretty sure one of them is from Young Nails. But again, I'm not sure. So what I like to kind of have with these, I like to have an edge that's soft. So these are safety bits. So I kind of, this one is a little bit sharper, a little bit coarser, but I like a nice soft edge, because when you're going around the nail, you're not gonna cut the skin. Some of them, I use these ones for removing shine from the gel polish, but I go this way. But these ones have edges that are a little bit more square or something, can you see? So these ones are, you have to be careful around the skin because these ones can cut. And these are ceramic. They're good too, actually. I do like them. And next will be my electric file. So I have Erica MT20, and I'm going to move the lamp a little bit, or my setup here, so you can see my electric file. So this machine, believe it or not, is about 19 years old. It's absolutely perfect still. It's a little bit, the paint is coming off a little bit because I have traveled with this machine the world. I've been to Europe numerous times. I've been to Asia. I've never been to Australia, but I've traveled here in Canada. I've been to the States with this machine because I've always taken this machine to even trade shows and things like that, or demos, or any classes that I did. So this one has been with me for many years, and it's very, very good. So actually, no, I'm gonna move this again a little bit so you can see. So you can see the speed that I'm using now these on, okay? So the when I'm working, okay, so this drill bit I use sometimes. I use it a lot for pedicures, actually, to even shorten the nails. These are fine sanding bands. They're one use only, obviously. You throw them away after you choose. But I use them on the very low speed. As you can see, I could do even prep with this one, And it's when it's used on such slow speed, like pretty much it's a minimum. So the nice thing about this machine is that, as you can see on a minimum speed, oops, it really maintains its speed. So when I press on the machine, it doesn't slow down. So I usually work on kind of at this speed. And I go by sound because it doesn't have a display, so I don't know what the RPM is, but I work with this speed. For the natural nail, I really make sure that I don't work too fast. I would say this speed, and you can see like this is not even cutting the skin, it's not removing too much. I have seen some educators that work this fast. This is not gonna cut the skin either, but this, I don't know, it's just, in my opinion, you don't need this. Like, I would rather go maybe over the same area once or twice to kind of get rid of the cuticle that's stuck to the nail, but I don't think working that fast is really necessary or safe, because one little move and, you know, you can file through the natural nail. When it comes to the carbides, I'm working a little bit faster, but I'm still working like this. These are super effective, even when they are used. I never go this high. I don't know, I just have this fear when it comes to e-files of working that fast. I just always worry the client's gonna move or my hand is going to slip or something and I'm gonna file through the nail, so I don't do it. So yes, the carbides, I kind of work on this speed. You know, the trick is to apply the product as well as you can, so you don't have a lot to file. But obviously for rebalances or for repairs or for things like this, you need to remove more product. So these are very, very good, and they kind of cut through the product. They don't grind the product. And, you know, for years we were taught that carbides are not used for gels, that you don't need it, but I really do like them. I find that they're just very effective, and I like how round they are around the edges. So, and they really cut through the product very quickly without creating too much heat. So I don't really see any problem. They create very smooth surface. So after using this bit, I normally would go with a buffing block and just make sure that the surface is not super smooth for the top coat, and that's it, I would say. What else did I want to show you? I'm going to show you, well, I showed you the regular file that I use. I use that sometimes for shaping the surface of the nails when I do hard to gels. I don't do that many hard to gels, but when I do, this is what I use, and this is 180 grit. And I think I've covered everything. So I hope this explains the questions that you had, and I hope this is helpful. If you did like this video, please hit like and please subscribe to my channel. And please let me know if you're using electric files or if you prefer to hand file, or if you think that the electric files are not safe for the natural nail. I really truly believe that they're safe, but in the right hands. So definitely do some kind of a training before you use one, and use it on, for example, to remove the product first. Oh, another thing, important thing that I wanted to mention with the carbides. Be careful with carbides when you are removing gel, because when carbides give you such a smooth surface, it's kind of hard to tell if you have gone through clear gel down to the natural nail. So if you are a beginner, what you should be doing is, what I recommend you do, is to use these ones to remove a gel polish color from the hard gel or from even soft gel, but make sure that you have enough soft gel underneath, like a base coat or a builder, that you don't go through it. So I would just make sure that first you train your hand and you train the pressure of your hand to remove just the color and not the gel underneath, and then hand file the rest. And when you are in, you know, a couple months very, very comfortable, then you can actually start using the electric file for the natural nail to remove the cuticle if you want, if you can, because I know certain areas, like in Canada, we can definitely do it. but some countries do not allow the electric files to be used on the natural nails, then definitely don't do it. Follow your regulations. But just be safe, because it's very easy to go through the product to the natural nail. And one more thing I wanted to mention, because I rewatched this video and I kind of, you know, it all makes sense in my head, but maybe not necessarily for you guys that are watching. So these bits are used, you can use them if you're allowed. These can be used for natural nails. But these ones, the carbides, are cutting tools and they're used to remove product. This one also you can use on a natural nail, again, if you're trained, if you're very, very light-handed. But these ones are designed to remove the product. Actually, you know what? When you are very, very, very new to electric file, what I would recommend is to just scuff the top coat with even this bit, or even with these ones. So just remove the shine and make sure that you don't go through the color. So just make sure that the whole surface is evenly removed. So the top coat is removed, but don't go through the color. And once you're super comfortable with that, once you can do that in a few minutes, so maybe, I don't know, 2-3 minutes per set, then if you have enough product underneath, if you are doing hard gel, you can then start to remove the color only from the product, if the product underneath is thicker. Because if you're putting a very, very thin coat of base coat, like for example with shellac, where you pretty much like scrubbing the base coat in, and then you're putting the color, in my opinion, and you know, I've been using electric file for many, many years, for like 19 years at least. It's impossible to remove the color down to the base coat and not touch the base coat and not touch the nail. I think what often happens, people think that they're leaving a thin coat of base coat and they're just filing all the way through to the natural nail. So the base coat, in order to do that, it is possible, but you have to apply the base coat much thicker in order not to file through it. But if it's very thin, don't do that. So just kind of take your time, especially with these bits, because like I said, they're leaving very smooth surface and you cannot tell, if your eye is untrained, how much clear gel you have on top of the natural nail. You know what I mean? Because with these ones, when you're removing the gel, the clear gel from the nail, you can kind of tell that the texture is a little bit different. Like the natural nail will have a little bit more texture to it, and the gel is going to be smoother, especially when you wipe the nail with your finger. You'll see that there's a difference. But with these ones, that's really, really hard to tell the difference. So if you are a beginner, if you're not very used to that, just be very careful. I hope this explained everything. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye.